I believe that it is fair to say that the DC World Affairs Council has been among the first organizations to single out a distinction between the long proclaimed and celebrated international higher education and a new concept, global higher education. There is a difference. It rests on a new perception that perhaps the greatest challenge in the 21st century to all of us is to achieve a greater understanding of how the world, history, values are perceived by those who live in cultures and nations other than our own, and how their perceptions of history and its meaning might differ from our own. Note that I said not always accepted, but the effort to understand. Indeed, as one foreign minister in Britain once said, to understand what the world looks like if you live in India. The World Affairs Council of DC has had this perception earlier than others, and it has mainly been because of the leadership of this organization and the role of young people of a new generation in shaping our programs and our values. We honor this evening President John DeGioia and Georgetown University for leadership in the new understanding of the world. We do not always have to agree, but to have a world in which we understand how the world is perceived, how history, how values are perceived in other nations is the goal of global higher education. John's leadership and his efforts is very evident to those who get to know Georgetown University. John, we value very much what you have brought to this city, to young people around the world, and to the students and faculty of Georgetown University. We honor you for this.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Duffy. It's an honor and a privilege for me to be here with you on behalf of the Georgetown University community and our faculty to be a part of this year's Global Education Gala. And I wish to express my appreciation to the World Affairs Council for your role in advancing our understanding and informing our engagement in international affairs and global education, and for the opportunity to be here this evening. I'd also like to thank my dear friend, Leo Daly, the chairman of this gala, for his work as vice chairman of the executive committee for the council. It's a very special privilege for Georgetown to be recognized alongside these extraordinary global leaders, individuals who have in so many ways helped to enrich the work of our university community. This is an extraordinary moment to be a part of higher education and to be engaged in the question of what it means to be a global university. I'd like to reflect briefly on three characteristics that have defined our work at Georgetown and guide our approach to global education. These characteristics, these elements, shape the very idea of a university and inform us as we engage the question of the meaning of globalization for higher education. The first of these elements is captured in the video we just saw, our faculty at work. The scholars and teachers who provide a context for our students to encounter knowledge and who create ever deeper understandings of our world and our place in it. The work of a global university is animated by new kinds of scholarship of our faculty and by the character and impact of the knowledge that they create, construct, and critique. But we also know that in a university community, the work of inquiry and the exploration by our faculty takes place within a second element that shapes our identities and guides our missions: the formation of our students. The most profound commitment of a university is that immersion in academic life, learning the methods and studying the state of knowledge, provides an unprecedented foundation for the work of personal formation. Formation is the work that enables a young person to identify what constitutes an authentic life, securing the interior freedom that enables one's decisions and actions to be aligned with one's most deeply held values. And both inquiry and formation are framed by a third element that defines the very idea of the university that has shaped all of our missions since our founding. Universities are animated by an ethos, a characteristic spirit that brings to life the purpose of the university. The shared responsibility of every university is to seek the betterment of humankind, to contribute to the common good. This third element is most effectively captured by Cicero in his De Officiis on public responsibility. And he wrote, "We are not born for ourselves alone. Everything that the earth produces is created for our use, and we too, as human beings, are born for the sake of other human beings, that we might be able mutually to help one another. We ought therefore to take nature as our guide and contribute to the common good of humankind by reciprocal acts of kindness, by giving and receiving from one another, and thus by our skill, our industry, and our talents, work to bring human society together in peace and harmony." These three elements together, the inquiry of our faculty, the formation of our students, and our commitment to the common good, shape the ways that universities are uniquely responding to the challenges of globalization. I'd again like to express my appreciation to the World Affairs Council. It is a profound honor for me to be with you this evening. Thank you.